I can't sing to sing, but I know the lyrics. Namibia, land of the brave, freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, all thy banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee. Let us unite and celebrate together the victories of our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, fresh of the sun and fresh of the sky, let us make Africa a tree of life. Thank you very much. I must say, we move forward with our program. You see, there are very important people here. Some of Namibia's most important people. So what I would like to do is give a platform for, just bear with me. You know, programs change constantly, man. We do things in real time. We have in our midst, I'm gonna have to find it somewhere. May Vivian, are you with me? Yes. I think somebody must have taken my program. Page 26. Yes. So I want to invite for an official opening, Mr. Hofni Mutota, just to officially welcome us to this event. Of course, there are so many people to observe and acknowledge here, but I believe that Mr. Hofni Mutota would be the very best person to do that for us. I do, however, would like to acknowledge, because it might be that they will end up being here, Mr. Flexman Samuel, he's here. In fact, I'm probably here because of him, he's like my hero. It's possible that Menetumo Nani Daitwa, which is basically Honorable Netumo Nani Daitwa, will be joining us in this midst. Honorable Minister May Agnes Chongarero, Dr. George Simata, Ms. Rebecca Louise Nambahu Shikwameni, Mr. Dr. Audrey Mande. In fact, the last time
Media House, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Once more, good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the prime and prestige Oshana region. And I'm doing that on behalf of the Governor, Honorable Ray Mari. And secondly, I welcome you to our beautiful town of Oshakati, as we call it, the center, the commercial center of the North. And indeed, in this networking session, hosting such an esteemed gathering of CEOs and all other important people in our town of Oshakati. This evening we have a unique opportunity to connect, share ideas, and explore new possibilities together. The relationship and partnership we cultivate here tonight can pave the way for future growth and prosperity, not only for the respective institution that we serve, but for our entire nation. As leaders in your respective industry, your insights and experience are invaluable. Thus, I encourage you to engage openly, exchange ideas freely, seek out new collaborations. This is a time to build bridges and create pathways to success. Thank you for being here and for contributing your time and expertise to this event. I look forward to the fruitful discussions and innovative ideas that will certainly emerge from our interaction tonight. As I conclude, now that I have welcomed you on behalf of the Mayor, now talking on behalf of Oshakati also, I would like to urge the head of industries that are here today that our doors as Oshakati Town Council remains open for land allocation engagement. Would you like to invest in our town? Please knock at our door. Welcome once more, and thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We continue with our program. A very important day indeed. I've had the privilege to MC one of these events before. Well, let's continue. Let's not go back to Oranjemund because I did some sports, I played some sports and I ended up kicking Miss Vivian. It's because one of my BIPA applications were not approved. It was just a little revenge. Yeah, so bear with me. So good evening. Apparently in English you can't refer to yourself as me, I. Me, I am your MC. My name is Chicken. And people who know me for longer than 10 years call me Ndemufayo. People like Kaxuhwena over there. And Nangula over here, and Kativa over there, my family. So they call me Ndemufayo. At home, my partner, when things are good, she calls me Ndemufayo. When it's serious, I know when she says chicken, I need to behave. Yeah, it's really important. But it's true what they say, that if South Africa sneezes, Namibia catches a cold. Since the South African election results, I've been having a cough, slightly traumatized. It's too much. No? Oh. So welcome to Oshakati. As you can know, as you all know, Oshakati is north of the red line. I enjoyed my trip here. I drove the Makange Road, passed by Okahao. It was scenic and beautiful. Besides the petrol fees, the petrol money. But luckily we are north of the red line. So Ngungula, our brothers here in Angola, they sort us out. Yeah, they're good. We're good on that side. So I see everybody's dressed well. You all look beautiful. Look at you. Just make sure that everything you're wearing is authentic. I see someone from Namra here. So you don't want any surprise audits. But look, if your clothes are from Chinatown, you are safe. Yeah, don't worry about it. But the free of mind, as we don't joke about Namra. It's a taboo. Namra is worse than Operation Holkrans. I'm telling you. We are so scared of Namra. Nampol is nothing on Namra. Honestly. I see you. Don't go look at the documents there when you get to the office. But at least I have a week to sort it out. You'll be here for a week, most. Okay. So, without further ado, that was me, Chicken Ndemufayo. I would like to invite, like I told you, my hero, Mr. Flexman Samuel, who is the chairperson of the Public Enterprises and the Chief Executive Officer of the CEOs Forum. Our deputy chairperson is Vivian. This time I promise I'll be kind if we do the sports thing. Yeah. So please give a warm round of applause to Mr. Flexman Samuel.
Thank you very much, Chicken. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Much better. Congratulations. Well, I would like to start by acknowledging the presence of Honorable Irimari, Regional Governor for Shana region, as well as the chairperson of the Oshakati Town Council, and then also our sponsors, Mr. Abraham Nehemiah, CEO of Nemwater, and then of course, I don't see that the Ali Binge here from RFA, who is heading that entity. They are our co-sponsors for 2024. Colleagues, CEOs, MDs, commissioners, executive members of public enterprises, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Public enterprises play a major role in our country. Those of you who have traveled by air, Namibia Airports Company, represented by our able Mr. BC Wira, you had to travel using an air facility, because Namibia Airports Company operates 8 airports across the country. That's how important it is. Some of you have traveled by road. Road Authority and RFA, who are state-owned entities, are constantly concerned about quality of our roads. And our roads in Africa are admired as #1. And this is due to the support, of course, of our government, the collaboration between the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Works, NPC, as well as RA and RFA. Tomorrow morning, before we commence with our deliberations, we had to take a shower. The water comes from Namwat. We do not have load shedding thanks to Nampower. I just want to demonstrate how important public enterprises play in our lives. But if you look back, say 10 years ago, of course public enterprises were making headlines as ineffective, failing on their mandate, and we had also a great deal of infighting between boards and CEOs, which has crippled the operations of public enterprises. Of course, we are in 2024. The space looks very different. It looks very different, largely due to 2 reasons. One is there is a law in this country called PEGA, Public Enterprises Governance Act. And the ministry responsible for public enterprises has been engaging public enterprises in terms of compliance, encouraging public enterprises to do better, to perform better, to aim high in terms of targets. And in 2017, the Forum of Public Enterprises was born as an appropriate platform to engage in the government. And this ongoing conversation and interactions has helped to improve performance of public enterprises. And I must also confidently say that the current crop of generation of CEOs and MDs are best placed. They have greater appreciation for governance, and they understand Namibia development plans, and they are committed to ensure that one day when we leave this privileged position that we occupy, that we leave a good legacy. And I think this is very critical, I think, for public enterprises. Now, of course, why are we here in Oshakati? The decision to be here was taken last year, more or less at the same time, at Rietfontein on the outskirts of Grootfontein in Oshakati region. When we met at the AGM, and it was decided that we have to come to Oshana for the first time. In deciding where to go, we are informed by the capacity of accommodation facilities and the availability of the sports field. These sports games have grown tremendously, and you can see it for yourselves over the next couple of days. So what do we do when we meet for AGM? We reflect the journey. Where are we now as public enterprises? What are the challenges that we face now, and what are we doing about it? I think it's the most important thing. Because this forum has to be an agenda-setting forum to influence legislation, to advise the government, because who is in a better place to understand the environment of public enterprise than you and I, the CEOs, to guide our government in terms of outputs and to make Namibia a better place. And I think tomorrow at the AGM we will be looking at this particular issue and pass resolutions and hand those responsibility to the executive committee to engage the government. Then, of course, the sports games. Sports games are designed to integrate, unite our colleagues in the public enterprises and to promote social cohesion. And you can only do that through sports. Now, by end of tomorrow, we'll also know where are we going to find ourselves in 2024 come this time. We'll look at that. We have been to Erongo in 2018, and we were very pleased to be hosted by Namport at the time. Mr. Uila was then the CEO. We had the AGM in Swakopmund and the sports games in Wolfish Bay. In 2019, we were in the Karas region at the harbour town of Luderitz, where Fishco and the Luderitz Waterfront Development Company co-hosted events. 2020, COVID will not allow it. 2021, COVID was slightly going down, and Nampower was hosting us in Windhoek, but we couldn't have sports games, only limited to 50 people in a room to have AGM only. 2022, we returned to Karas. But this time, we were present in the mining town of Roshpina and the diamond town of Oraniumund. Last year, as I said earlier, we were in Oshakati, and here we are in 2024 in Oshana. This event brings to a region enormous opportunities. First, from a business point of view, because we have to fill accommodation facilities. We have to make use of services also that are provided in the region. It also provides an opportunity for us to understand the regions better. For instance, Oshana. We want to understand from the Honorable Governor what are the opportunities, what are the gaps. Both the public enterprises, local authorities, regional councils are structures of government, and given better collaborations, we can serve the Namibian people better and make Namibia the country that we all want to achieve. Then, as I conclude, certainly this evening is an evening designed for us to network. And I would like to encourage us really to get to know each other, to strengthen our bonds, because we are not at a funeral. We are here to engage, to network. So, once again, from a governor, we are very happy to be in your region. And I can tell you, the journey of us being here will reach a climax by Saturday, when we are going to end with sports games, with live music show, with fireworks and so on. This is really what we are all about. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kaxuhwena, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. Let's enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flexman.
Thank you.
All right. You know, I was observing when we were singing the national anthem. Why is it that the part where we go, we love the land of savannas, we sing louder? Does that have to do with maybe it's dry and you can drink it? It's just an assumption, don't worry about it. It's a non-thought. But it's really interesting. I would like to continue with our program, of course. But I would like to know, like, from Nam Water, where do you get the water? But luckily for us, you are here. Maybe you can explain it. I don't know. It's a good question that we all like. And you know, Nampower, we've not had load shedding. That is a blessing. I think Nampower deserves a round of applause. Yes. So now, I want to continue with our program. I would like to invite Mr. Abraham Nehemiah, our CEO of the Namibia Water Corporation. There where our water comes from. Please give him a nice warm round of applause. I think he deserves it. I took a clean shower this morning. Hot water. Thank you.
Mr. Kaxuhwena, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to address the gathering. Let me also start off by recognizing the presence of our Honorable Governor for the Oshana region, our chairperson of the SOEs, a forum, and also the expo for the forum. The leaders of the various public enterprises and institutions present here, senior executive management, the media, ladies and gentlemen. Let me extend a warm welcome to all of you for being here this evening. We are here for our annual general meeting, like the chairperson said, where we as state-owned enterprises are expected to share ideas and reflect on the level of corporate governance as well as strategic intents that are supporting economic development and social upliftment of the Namibian people. Let us look back to the previous 12 months since Rietfontein and reflect where we have achieved successes and also where we need to improve, just like the chairperson have said. We have to assist our government. We are here as well to have fun. The games allow for revitalization of mind, as well as mingling and socializing to know each other better, as the SOE family, for the betterment of providing quality services to the Namibian people. Our staff members and the sport teams are prepared, but we as managers should provide them the necessary support. Now, Namwater is co-hosting this event this year, and as a commercial bulk water entity, we stand at the forefront of ensuring access to quality water services to all the Namibian people. As a bulk water supplier, we stand proud of our mandate, which is that we shall provide quality water and related services to the satisfaction of our stakeholders, taking cognizance of the environment, scarcity of and dependence on water by all. Our vision echoes this commitment, which says water for all, forever. As we continue to strive and ensure equitable access to water resources across Namibia, promoting sustainability and resilience. We are committed to recovering the full cost of water supply while maintaining affordability for our stakeholders. As stewards of this precious resource, we recognize our responsibility, which is to supply bulk water in sufficient quantities. Namwater is actively engaged in investing and participating in various sport events, including the public enterprise games, to support our employees' wellness program and corporate social investment. As part of this commitment, we have undertaken the task of co-hosting the 2024 Public Enterprise Games along with our industry counterpart, the Road Funds Administration. As a corporation, our corporate social investment policy was established to support our employees and to uplift skills through educational initiatives and sports. And as a performance-driven bulk water supplier, we remain passionate about sports activities and continually empower our employees to partake in various sports games across Namibia. As the CEO, it is with great pride that I declare our gold medal achievement as the reigning champions for the 2023 Public Enterprise Games in the following sport disciplines: netball, tug of war, and here I saw one message, somebody saying, whoever won the tug of war last year must be ready to give it up this year. Let's meet as a group, my friend. We are also the reigning champions in female relay, the female 10-kilometer run. So we have the most flexible ladies. If it comes to running, they are bullets. And this year we are also going to show. So this extraordinary accomplishment is attributed to the love for sport and the enthusiasm of our team, and we look forward to defending our title as the reigning champions this year again. Dear leaders, as one of the co-hosts of this year's Games, I would like to encourage all attendees to embrace the fundamental purpose of this initiative. Let us foster networking opportunities, facilitate insight discussions, and derive fresh perspectives from both our peers and public enterprise employees regarding their industries. With that said, let us all remember to continue using water sparingly, because every drop counts, more especially at this time when His Excellency the President Nangolo has, with effect from the 22nd of May this year, declared a state of emergency in Namibia on account of the persisting disaster of drought that exists in all the regions of the Republic of Namibia. Let's have fun and enjoy it, colleagues, and I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nehemia. I trust you are well. I've always had a question, like, are civilians allowed in Bank of Namibia? Because if so, I want to take my friend Ninja for a tour. I think he would like to see what it looks like. In fact, I had to stop myself so hard from telling him that I'm going to be in the same room with the most powerful Namibians. You never know, you know. I would like to continue with our program. Road Fund Administration. One thing I can tell you about Namibia, because I drive, you know, I've driven almost every major road in our country. And I just thought, I don't know what you do, honestly, you know, but the Road Administration Fund deserves a round of applause. Yeah, I mean, please. And when you do have a chance here, we would like to find out exactly, admin, do you build roads? And there was an RCC at some point, but let's not get into it. But let me invite Mr. Ali Ipinge, the CEO of the Road Administration Fund. Please give him a nice, big, warm round of applause. Ah, here he comes. Another one while he's walking. Because I mean, whatever you do is working. Yeah.
Everyone, it's not Mr. Ali Pinge here, but I would like to send my apology on behalf of Mr. Ali Pinge who will join us this evening. My name is Dennis Ndube. I'm the Executive Vice City at Road Fund Administration, and I'm standing in for Mr. Ipinge. I stand on the protocol already established with the distinguished guest. Yes, Mr. Kaxuhwena, you have traveled the road all the way from Victor to Oshakati. You have seen how our roads look like. So maybe let me just take you through who are we as Road Fund Administration. I think people just know Road Authority, but we play a critical role in the background. The Road Fund Administration mission is to be a global leader in sustainable road infrastructure funding and manage Namibian road user charge system to provide optimal funding for equitable, safe, economical, efficient road sector for the benefit of the road users. So we take pride and we promise to give all our customers the effortless and seamless customer experience. As we have traveled all this way to Oshakati, we make sure that we get optimal funding to ensure that we have safe roads for all our road users. And we ensure that we collect optimally and be able to fund these roads. The Road Fund Administration last year decided to partake in the sporting activities as a co-host with Water. We take sports as a critical experience that we want to partake, and hence why we decided that we would fully co-host this event together with Ndemufayo. I know Mr. Nemia, last year Ndemufayo was a giant in most of the activities, but we promise you this year we'll give you a running for all those medals that you won last year. So on behalf of Road Fund Administration, ladies and gentlemen, we have decided that we, as Road Fund Administration, Oshakati was one of the areas we decided to choose together with the committee of the public enterprise. And I think it's the first year we're hosting it here, Mr. Fresno.
Sure.
Yeah, indeed we look forward to a very big event. I think the numbers this year has been, it's quite big. We expect to have optimal fun during the event, and we hope to have a successful AGM this current year. I think we are joined by quite a number of dignitaries, and we expect the forum to come up with optimal discussions that will progress the SOEs of Namibia. And we indeed want to make sure that we have safe games this year and make sure that we all partake fully. I look forward to the captains of the industries partaking in the activities. I think there's quite a number of activities. So we make sure that you enjoy yourself. And the ambulance is nearby, but I'm sure you'll have fun. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Last time in Orange Moon, I needed the ambulance. It was tough. But me for the sports, just give me Namra. Give me Semshikute. Mr. Shemshikute. So, we're going to have a presentation by West Air Aviation and Fly Namibia. I would like to invite Mr. Henry van Schalkwijk, the CEO of Western Aviation and Fly Namibia. Please give him a round of applause. Okay, another round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Ndemufayo. Appreciate the introduction. I did prepare a presentation. I just want to confirm that it is able to show on our screen. Okay, while that is ongoing, my name is Henry van Schalkwijk, and thank you very much for affording me the opportunity to present myself tonight. Obviously, I think I'm the only non-public servant here tonight, but I am Namibian, and I very much carry the interests of Namibia at heart. And I've had a lot of engagement with Mr. Uriab at NAC, and through all our engagements, he told me that I need to come to this event, and I need to tell the leaders of the public sector a little bit of what we do, because people don't know, and it's important. Initially I thought I would need to come and do some sport, so I was hesitant, but luckily he managed to not make that commitment that far. He probably doesn't have so much trust in my ball skills. Yeah, so I think, how's it going at the back there? Oh. Work in progress. Okay, so I think to give you an overview of what we basically, or what I'm planning, or what I will intend on sharing with you tonight. I intend on giving you an introduction of our group, what we do. Obviously there is a lot of controversy. I could hear from your laugh just now. And I think people misunderstand us to a large extent. So I really would like to achieve to share with you a little bit of what we do, why we do what we do, and then also to share with you a little bit what goes into a ticket and what goes into the cost of a ticket, and what we can all do together to bring that cost down, because I think that is probably the one thing that most people are most concerned about. So, yeah. While we wait for our technicians, I would like to give you a short, I will tell you the story of how Flying Lotus started. Let me start with that. So we actually have a joke in Wester that we have a board resolution that says we don't want to be an airline. And that board resolution was signed about a month or so before we actually became an airline. And the reason why we signed it, or why we decided to change our minds, is we saw that Namibia was going to lose quite a lot of infrastructure. Thanks to our national airline, there was a lot of skills that was developed in the aviation industry. Both technical and pilot skills. There was a lot of infrastructure that was developed by NAC, and that really formed the foundation of our aviation industry. We were really the little brother on the block, and we benefited a lot from this foundation that was formed. So when we saw what was going, the way the wind is blowing, our main concern was we want to maintain the aviation infrastructure, or call it the foundation, that was laid in the aviation industry for Namibia. So that's how we became a scheduled passenger airline, and I think on that note we can start. There is a video and then the presentation, I think. So you can go into the video. No, you have to go back. Okay, let's stop here and then I'll just tell you when you can go to the next slide. Okay, so we started the airline purely because we wanted to preserve the aviation infrastructure in Namibia. At that stage, we were not sure how we were going to fund it. We just knew we have the technical expertise. We had the aircraft, and at that stage we were pretty sure that is what we need to do. In November 2022, our current president, His Excellency Nangolo Mbumba, launched at our facility the airline whose name became Fly Namibia. With the launch of Fly Namibia, there came a commitment. That commitment we call our foundational values. Everything we do is linked basically to those foundational values. The first part of our commitment was really to preserve the aviation infrastructure and to preserve and ensure that there is a home for people with technical skills within the aviation industry. The second thing, that commitment we made, was to contribute to the skills development within the industry. This is also something that until now we have a bursary scheme that we have launched already. There is 10 in-training pilots at the moment, that are receiving training from basically ab initio, not 1 hour of flying, right through to becoming a commercial pilot. To give you an idea, to put that into Namibian dollars, it's about $1 million to $2 million investment per pilot. So it's quite a big commitment that we made from the private sector, if I can call it that. We also have a technical school that we developed, and in that technical school we have currently 50 students that are in training to become aircraft engineers. These students are, I would say, at least 90%, maybe even more, 95% from previously disadvantaged backgrounds. Our third commitment was that we want to contribute to a post-COVID growth. We wanted to contribute to the transport sector, to the tourism sector, to ensure that the airline can grow in a post-COVID environment. This was also something I think that was very important for NAC, for the NCAA, Mangolo, I see you are also here, and also for some government structures that receive fees from flying. And the last point, and I think that's something where we are all pretty much have a responsibility, was that we contribute to growing the Namibian economy. And to grow the Namibian economy, you need to make connections, you need to be able to travel, and it is known that in order to make a connection, you need to fly or drive, like we've heard earlier, but a good transport infrastructure contributes positively to economic growth. So, if you can play the video, just give me a thumbs up, otherwise we continue. We can continue, okay. So, this is really our foundational values, this is where we started. You can go to the next slide, 2 slides on. Another one. The next question is, who are we? There was a lot of questions in the past on who we are. Fly Namibia is owned predominantly by 2 shareholders. It's 40% owned by the Westair Group. The Westair Group is owned by 4 individuals, of which I am one, and our financial director, operational director, and managing directors are basically representative. So we are an owner-managed company. Then there is a 40% share held by Airlink. Airlink currently is the largest privately owned airline in Southern Africa. They fly about 350 flights a day. They have code-share and interline agreements with more than 20 international airlines. So what we realized when we started the airline is we realized that to be able to fly a plane and to have it on the apron at the right place at the right time is only one ingredient that you have to start or to have a successful airline. Other important ingredient that you need is you need to be able to form the connections, and that is something that takes decades. To have an interline agreement with Emirates, to have an interline agreement with Qatar, to have an interline agreement with United. That really is something that if it takes 6 months per interline agreement, it will take you decades. And that's really why we realize that we need to get a technical partner in as soon as possible. A very important fact that I need to mention that was part of our negotiation with Airlink was that none of the supply, or they can call it supply chain, can come from South Africa. So we are on Airlink's booking system that gives us access to all of the interline agreements. But in terms of aircraft, they are sourced locally from Namibia. In terms of maintenance, they are sourced locally from Namibia. In terms of any other subcontractor, training, catering supplies, ground handling supplies, all of that is a local supply. So we only got the benefit of the partnership, but we didn't let go any of the capacity building, which was part of our foundational values. We can go to the next slide. So I think it's important to give you an introduction on West Air and who we are. So you can go to the next slide. Our company was established in 1967 as an aircraft maintenance organization. We have grown over the years really into becoming a fully fledged aviation service provider. We today have a training organization. We have a primary response ambulance service, which is the only air ambulance service in the country. We have a very strong aircraft leasing division where we are actually leasing aircraft to other operators, and in the past we actually also leased aircraft to Air Namibia. We service the tourism industry, and we operate in 8 countries in Africa. We are the biggest contributor to the aviation industry in Namibia. You can go to the next slide. So to give you an idea of where we operate, we operate in 8 countries in Africa, in Senegal, in Mali, in Equatorial Guinea, in Gabon, in Congo, in Angola, in Namibia, in South Africa, and in Mozambique. We are one of the biggest offshore helicopter suppliers and operators on the continent, operating for most of the oil and gas majors. And these are things that I think not a lot of people actually know. And we do everything from Namibia. Namibia is our hub. Namibia is where we basically service all of these countries. We also have presence in Italy, and we also have presence in Malta. We go to the next slide. To give you some statistics, in our group we have more than 650 employees. 480 of those employees are Namibian and work for us in Namibia. To put that into perspective for you, coming out of COVID, we were sitting at 98 employees. So we have really had quite a significant growth, which was in line with our commitment in upholding the Namibian aviation sector and the foundation. We do about 225,000 flight hours a year, which is, call it between 1,800 and 2,400 hours a month. That's what we average. With Fly Namibia, we've got 7 routes at the moment. I think most people here used the route to Ondangwa. We service at the moment Katima Mulilo, Ondangwa, Lundritz, Oraniemund, and Victoria Falls. Our dispatch reliability over the years that we've been operating is 100%. We have not missed a flight to date. Our online on-time dispatch reliability is 94.6%. We have been on time for 94% of all our flights. This is better than any other airline has achieved in the sub-region. We have carried 71,000 passengers in 2023, and this is really a trend that is increasing. You go to the next slide. So this is our route network. I think we have discussed the route network. I will come to expansion of the route network shortly. We can go to the next slide. Next slide also. I think it's important to look at our growth and where we've come at the back of where we've actually come from. Aviation has had the biggest crisis, and I think most leaders in the room tonight can share in that crisis, and I'm sure afterwards we can all share some more stories. But COVID basically turned the lights off for 2 years. It was the single biggest economic crisis I think that the world has ever seen, and definitely one that our industry has ever seen. We have seen quite a significant increase in fuel prices. To put that in perspective, a litre of Jet A1 in the beginning of 2021 cost 11 Namibian dollars. Today, a litre of Jet A1 in Ondangwa costs more than 20 Namibian dollars. Our industry is very linked to the exchange rate. To give you an idea, all our parts, all of our aircraft tooling and equipment, all of our training, everything is linked to the US dollar Namibia exchange rate, of which we don't have any control. We are at the moment quite jittery to see what's happening in South Africa because that has a massive impact on our daily lives and cost base. So we have seen the Namibian dollar depreciate quite significantly against the rand, the US dollar, since the start of COVID as well. Why am I telling you this? I think we're getting to the point where I think the core of my presentation is, and that is to just give you an insight into what actually goes into a ticket price. And also to say what we can all do to bring that ticket price down. So the next slide, I think, to sum it up for you, a one-way ticket price to Ondangwa cost, if you book it early enough, 3,179 or 3,180 Namibian dollars. Of that 3,180 Namibian dollars, 1,000 goes to Puma. That is fuel. That is a cost that we cannot control. 140 goes to your catering. 562 goes to aircraft. We have a bank Windhoek sign there. It goes to a Namibian bank. Safety fees are 60. NAV fees, that's NCAA. NAV fees is 178. That's Namibian Civil Aviation Authority. PAX fees, 212. That's NAC. Then there's landing fees, call it 54 Namibian dollars. Then there's a 450 Namibian dollar overhead. That's our staff and our infrastructure. Then there is 58 Namibian dollars going to handling. And there is 450 Namibian dollars going to NAMRA. The reason why the NAMRA cost is a cost on here is because public transport in Namibia is VAT exempt and not VAT zero rated, which means that we are not able to claim our inputs, which means that we have to levy additional 15% onto our flight tickets. So why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this to demonstrate that we are all in this together. And I think that's also why Mr. Uriak requested that I am here tonight and I deliver this address. The second thing that I want to demonstrate is what we are contributing towards not only SOEs, but also towards the government and the local economy. So there's basically three ways, now that I've established that it's not only because of Fly Namibia that ticket prices are high, I want to demonstrate just three ways in which we can actually bring down ticket prices. So I think the next slide, you can continue. So there's three ways of doing it, and it all has to do with economies of scale. At the moment, today, I think everyone that flew today, there was 36 passengers on the flight list today to Ondangwa. There was 14 passengers flying back to Windhoek. It was a 50-seat aircraft. And that, to a large extent, actually demonstrates what has happened to the demand post-COVID. Pre-COVID, there was 3 flights a day going to Ondangwa, and they were all full. Post-COVID, we don't even have a flight every day to Ondangwa, and we actually struggle to make load factor. So what that means is all of our cost needs to be recovered within a lower load factor that we forecast. So really there's 2 ways to bring ticket prices down. One is we need to expand, you can go back, sorry, you are still too fast. One is really to expand the route network. That is something that we have worked very hard on. We have brought stakeholders like Total Energies into the table. They committed on Blue Drips. The BS Marine and Namdek have committed on the Run Moon. And we've really been able to build the economies of scale to contribute to those sectors. What we intend to do, one plan, one factor that contributes is increasing utilization. That is where my friends from NAC are very important, because they need to make it attractive for more international airlines coming into Namibia so that we can distribute further in the sub-region. there is a strategy in place and that is running. The second item is purely to do with load factor. And I think that's where all of us have almost a collective responsibility. Post-COVID, a lot of ways have changed. Your average civil servant who used to fly to Ndangwa, do his business for the day and fly back, has become used to driving for the day, sleeping over, having his meeting the next day, driving back next day, 3 days out of the office. And we have also seen actually quite a lot of accidents, and some accidents that have actually also involved quite high-ranking government officials. So there has to be a mind shift to get back into flying. And we've really looked at this, and we've looked at what is the impediments in changing these ways. What do we need to do to ensure and to contribute and to stimulate this demand? We have engaged with a lot of government departments, and we have devised a strategy, and part of that strategy really was to eliminate as many stumbling blocks as we can. So I think if we move to the next slide, that is just to close it all off. We developed a VIP and loyalty service. What it basically means is we have a preferential agreement with your organization. We signed this preferential agreement. In our agreement, we basically agree on the SOP. The biggest issue that we have found, especially with government employees, is it takes really long to get through the whole process to book a ticket. And by the time we get to actually booking the ticket is either gone or the flight is left. That has actually happened a few times. So what we devised is we have a travel desk in our office that is dedicated to civil servants and employees. We have a preferential agreement with all of the ministries, and we can extend that same to the SOEs, which basically means you can book a ticket on a phone call. We don't have to wait for a purchase order. We don't have to wait for 5 levels of approval. You can decide who manages it within your organization, and that ticket is then booked through. The second thing that we do from our side is we are in conjunction with NAC developing or implementing a VIP check-in desk at Eros Airport. What that also means is if you are either a civil servant or part of this loyalty program, you can check in at the VIP check-in desk, you get fast-tracked, and then you are also sitting in the lounge for free. And then the last thing is where we come to credit terms. So credit terms doesn't necessarily mean that we are giving a loan. It basically means that we are able to extend the time for the process to finish instead of blocking a ticket issue at certain levels. So that's really from our side what we have done to really roll out the hurdles and to make sure that we can get people to flying again. From your side, I think we would want to ask that everyone in this room really look at their organizations and compare 3 days on the road between 1 day in and out. We have an open door. We are really flexible in the solutions that we can implement. We really try to be as close to our customers as we can.
A very good presentation indeed. One thing that I did notice, I seriously appreciate the amount of work you put in, all those contracts that you have. Dr. Stanley Similo is here. I'm still trying to secure mine with NPC, but that's a conversation for another day. Also, I guess I'm not the only one who has Namara on there. I'm sure everybody here thinks about Namara once a month. But one thing I do have a question for Mr. Van Schalkwijk. You spoke about many important things. Did I pronounce it wrong? Van Schalkwijk. Yeah, we Afrikaans is 8, let's say, I do my best. Alright. Mr. Van Skalkwijk, you didn't talk about rebate. Back in the days we had rebate. Let's discuss. The evening is long. But you mentioned something about petrol. Do you know you're close to Angola? Yeah. I'll be your plug. I'll be your plug. The name Ndemufayo is much bigger that side than it is here. We just have street names. There they have a whole shrine. I got your back. But one thing you did mention, you scared me a little bit. You started off by saying you are the only. And then I looked around and I was like, he's the only one? But let's not get into that conversation. It's good you said, non-state owned enterprise. So we are safe. Yeah, that's Namibia for you. But I want to continue the next part of our program. Very importantly to us, all of us. State-owned enterprises, they are deep. They do many good things. But let me not get too much into it. Shashi knows some of them. I would like to invite Ms. Vivian Kaxuhwena to come through and give us a vote of thanks for the evening. Yes, a warm round of applause. It's funny, when the gents were coming up, they had to wait for me to ask them to clap. When I said Ms. Vivian Kaxuhwena, immediately. Yeah, but she is a rock star. I acknowledge that.
Good evening, Honorable Governor. I think with your permission, I'd like to stand by the protocol as it was established by Chicken. My task is simple, but not so simple, because when you have to say thank you, you either remember everybody or you get in trouble because you forgot something or someone. So as I was listening to everybody presenting here tonight, I think I take from the first speaker to the last one. The one thing that they both spoke about is about building bridges. So I think it's important for us with this message tonight that as we go from today to Sunday, for those of us who will be here until then, that we build these bridges, and it starts here but it doesn't end here as well. So I think from the speakers that we had, there was a lot of insight that was shared. I want to thank my chairman, Mr. Fritzman Samuel, who eloquently gave us the history of the Public Enterprises Forum, also reminded us that it is time that we must change the narrative when we talk about public enterprises. I think we must tell our story. We must tell our story so that we can inform the nation of the changes that we see, and that we are really committed to deliver the service to them timely. And also when we look at costing factors, I was listening to Mr. Van Skalkwijk, and I was thinking, I did competition law. I appreciate everything you explained about the pricing, but I was saying, but they're the only one flying in this country. So it kept on playing in my mind. So I think Fly Namibia should also encourage to have competition. Maybe if competition comes, then we can all, as the beneficiaries or consumers, also benefit from prices that would go down, knowing how the prices are set. On the other hand, I want to also thank Tate Nehemia for sharing with us NAM Water's commitment, as well as Tate Ipinde in absentia. We are really fortunate and grateful for this year. We have 2 sponsors for these games. They came on board and they committed and they really followed through. I sat together with the LOC to look at where we are and where we are going. And still until today, I remember Kadiva was saying, and Memekia, so tell us if there are overflows so that we talk about it. And it's rare that you speak about it. It's about, did you meet the budget? Did you spend what you said you would spend? But we are still moving, and this is only the beginning. I also want to thank His Honorable the Worship of the Mayor of Oshakati Town Council in absentia for welcoming us to this beautiful city, a city that has really expanded. I went with Angie to the game center, and she was telling me, Chief, please let's go to Woolworth. I'm saying, no, there's no Woolworth in the city. And I went and I saw that everything and anything that we have invented is right here, and so much more. So I must really congratulate the city for the expansion. Of course, with the other two cities in the outlying areas, it's actually it's a pleasure to drive around and see how it has evolved. I also want to recognize, of course, Mr. Van Schalkwyk. Thank you for educating us. I think when you came up, I was sitting at an interesting table where I'm centered, where the minute Fly Namibia came, it was very expensive to fly. So I must tell you that probably you have shed some light as to where the pricing comes from, but I think still we are feeling the pinch because even the fuel prices to take the kids to school remain high. So maybe we must talk to Chicken about the other alternatives, not the illegal ones, because I'm looking at the commissioner and he's looking me straight in the eye. And my responsibility is also different. I can't go that way. And I must tell you that in 2022, when it started with the story of Fly Namibia, I was one of the first ones to know about the initiatives. I remember I see Kapena there also, and the calls were coming through. And there were people that we didn't know the Father Schalkwyks behind it, but the foundation was going to set to form Sky Namibia or Fly Namibia, and then came the acquisition, of course, from Airlink, which was a bit disappointing because I know the benefits, but we would have wanted more local content to be part thereof. So I'm standing between you and your beautiful dinner, and on behalf of the Public Enterprises Exco, I don't want to forget some people who are sitting, and that's the local organizing committee. I thank you all for having come tonight. We have a lot of empty chairs, but I must tell you that they've been working, they are working, and then there's one young lady who calls us all chief, and we have pushed her, and this time she got support from, she has a beautiful name, but Epiphania from Namibia, what is it, NPTH. So they're helping each other, but I must say thank you, Angie. Angie was in a bad accident in the year when everything started. The preparation for these games was put on hold because the one thing that we have is she strategically placed that when she's in trouble, we don't even know where is the bank account, who must approve what and what must happen. So I must really appreciate her for having pulled through, and even this evening, as we are sitting here, it is all Angie. Because we were saying now there is competition between those who are hosting the gala dinners for tomorrow and the other evening because the stage has been set. And like Nehemia said, I think the Public Enterprises Forum is victorious for now. So I'd like to say thank you all, enjoy your dinner, and I wish you safe travels to wherever you are spending the evening. Thank you. I didn't say thank you.
Vivian, you know, I appreciate you, sincerely. Yeah. Well, for me, Oshakati is one of my favorite towns in the country. I have a question. What's up with the tourism sector? Can't we have more tourism happening here? People from outside turning up. Is it a safety issue? Please, look into it. Promote more tourism in the northern parts, Ondangwa, Ongwediva, Oshakati, Okahao, Utapi, Oshikambo. There's so much to see. And one of the best things about these parts of the country is the rich culture and the people. So take my word for it. Yeah. There's so many state-owned enterprises here. My brother Mufaro is there. I see Mr. Oket Jansen. It's really interesting. But if you read the newspapers in Namibia, mostly you read Namco, you read, what's the other one? Namwater once in a while, Nampower. It's like if this was a concert, all the other organizations besides Namra, of course, would be and many more. But we feel your presence, we appreciate you. No country can move forward without its state-owned enterprises, and I believe you are all doing a great job. Give all of you, yourselves, a warm round of applause. On my end, I'm trying to figure out now if my name will be Chicken on Ndemufayo tonight, depends on how I did it. But I would like to invite one of my favorite musicians, Namibian musicians. He's a legend, man. He's been around for a long time. And one of my favorite songs in Namibia is at Moro, Moro, Moro. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. For a Namibian, you know it's funny. How many awards do you have, Big Ben? You don't answer it.
Stop counting.
You stop counting. I was about to say, Namibia is one of the only countries where they award musicians who can't play instruments. I think you deserve the most awards. Please give him a big round of applause.
Good. Yeah, it's on. It's working. I'm hoping that after I'm done here, I can secure free airtime from Telecom, a lot of cubic liters from Namwater, just to get me out of this thing, post-COVID thing that we're talking about. BIPA can also just forgive me for my things. Namra, please stay away from me. We are nowhere those brackets. Leave us alone. And the MPA fund, I'm just thinking, is there a possibility to start thinking about some type of compensation for the toll it takes? It's not a physical thing, but we get damaged having to dodge all the donkeys. Think about this. If I have a dash cam and I can say I have just missed 70 of them, this should count for something. We must be able to claim. Sorry, I forgot I'm the musician. You are a pity. I like to say it's not a rodents. What is rodents in English? Memorial service. I have seen some of you CEOs dancing, so please don't pretend. And the guys you try to scare in the office is like, you're this serious. They are not here. So here you're among peers, and you can just do a little bit of a dance. And later, does anybody know the song of Elvis Presley, Can't Help But Falling in Love With You? Would somebody like to sing that song with me? I'll have the lyrics. I also don't know it, so you know what I mean? Anybody? Think about it. It will come, right? Say yes or something. Yes. All right.
Am I to continue or?
Yes. If you ask me, I'll tell you yes, but there's no extra cost.
All right. I wanted to ask
Please continue.
Mr. Van Schalkwyk. Sorry, Mr. Van Schalkwyk. Do you serve fat cook on your flights? Because that's the only way. Okay. And meat, real meat. The other day I was talking to, a typical farmer, a Herero farmer,
And he was worried about how part of his cows, because of the drought, he has to sell off some cows. And part of those are the holy cows. And he thought, would the holy cows have to travel on trucks to South Africa, or would you be able to come in? Because these are the holy cows. Okay.
All right. I would like for you to continue. I just would like to announce something I should have done at the very beginning. The toilets are behind you there. Go through that door, look on your right, you will find them there. But one thing that is very important, this is the most important part. We have to have dinner. And I would like, if we could have dinner while the music is playing in the background. So I would like to invite this table here. I know, it's my hero. So I would like to invite this table over here, and then maybe this one, and we just go in this particular. It might get a bit messy, but don't worry about it. It's Oshakati. Oshakati looks like Vintuk and Nokahao put together. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about the chaos. Thank you very much. Please continue, brother.
Here comes the most important day in a man's life, the day that every man would dream about. My mama told you she's the only one for me. Mama told you she's the only one that can hold me down. The day is here and I'm ready. Hell yeah, I'm ready. I'm getting married. That's who's the love. I'm Oshakati. My wedding day, I'm getting married. That's who's the love. I'm Oshakati. My wedding day, I'm getting married. That's who's the love. I'm Oshakati. My wedding day. Something from the new album, and the CDs, I'll have them for $100 each. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
vita, tuyepo liko, tuyepo boha. Akuru veri puna yede, etanamo ketambo, kumita dama china. Nakiramo pepo, dama muna vita, tuyepo liko, tuyepo boha. Oh, Was somebody going to sing the song with me? The song. I know a musician sitting at one of the tables here. I just don't want to call people out. Help me out. So there is he's just telling me there is a special request from one of the dignitaries. I have no idea why everybody keeps asking me to do this song, but I'll do it with honor because, well, I admire the gentleman who did the song, so I'll do this song. Yeah. Swimming across Mama Africa. The wind of change is swimming across Mama Africa. Over there they say this, oh yeah, Africa, oh yeah, ooh. Amanja, Awetu, Aluta, Akodini, Mama, Viva Africa. Swimming across Mama Africa. The wind of freedom is sweeping across Mama Africa. Over here we say this. Oh yeah, Africa. Oh yeah. Ooh. Amanda, Awetu, Aluta, Akutiniwa, Mama Wena. Viva Africa. Yeah. Let it move, let it go, let it move, let it go, cause you can't stop it, cause you can't stop it, don't 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 stop it, cause you can't stop it, don't stop it, cause you can't stop it, don't stop it, yeah. Yeah, the other request is actually a song that I don't know the lyrics to.
Announce to you that by 10 o'clock we must be out of here. And that's in about 25 minutes, if my math serves me right. So thank you very much for joining us. Big Ben.
Well, in order for us to just be ready for 10 o'clock, we are skipping the next one. Thank you. Otherwise,